together.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
It's the Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studios. On 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
And a good morning, Northwest Florida. Welcome to the Sports Blitz, your midday show right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. James Fife here in the captain's seat. With me today, we have Chef Ross. Chef, how goes it?
It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week.
We got Bone Crusher hitting the ones and twos, making us go out to that worldwide thing that we call radio. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. ESPN Northwest Florida is the name for all of those websites. You can also download the app. We're on the Google Play Store. We're on the Apple App Store. And you can take us with you everywhere you go. And good news today, beach bums, flags again are yellow. Head on out and enjoy the beach. Take us with you out there on, on your great smartphones, on your tablets, any way that you can take us out there. Just keep in contact and in touch with us right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the Sports Blitz. Well, let's get into some of the scores from last night. Busy kind of day in baseball. Looks like everybody had a game going on. The Braves taking on the Royals. Since we are a Braves affiliate, we will start there. Braves had that desperate comeback kind of in the middle innings, but just was not enough. Royals defeat the Braves 9-6 in Kansas City. Tampa Bay taking on the Yankees. The Yankees defeat the Rays 7-5. Brewers and Cubs. Brewers get the big win here, 9-3. Grand slam by, was it Vaughn? Or, yeah. Who got it for you yesterday?
I can't remember, but I know Greg's not happy.
All I know is I just watched it fly out with the bases loaded, so immediately I just kind of stopped kind of caring, Because at that point, you're just kind of upset.
Greg Council's not doing so hot down in Chi-Town.
Oh, man, did you see how quick he picked up that phone? Like, he saw that ball, hit the bat. He didn't even watch it leave before he turned around and picked up the bullpen phone.
He was ordering a flight out.
Yeah, he was like, nope, this is done, boys. Nope, no, we're not happy here. Doubleheader yesterday for the Orioles and Blue Jays. Game number 1 saw a huge win for the Orioles, 16-4. Game number 2, not as many runs, 2-3 in favor of the Orioles. And we got some Oriole Blue Jays news coming up here in just a little bit.
My favorite part of baseball.
We also saw the Diamondbacks take on the Tigers last night. The Diamondbacks to the Tigers, a whopping 12 runs there. That's a big old win. Guardians are taking on the Rockies. The Rockies get back into their normal ways of putting the L's up. The Guardians 10, the Rockies 4. Reds and Dodgers in Cincinnati last night. The Reds 4 runs. The Dodgers get 5 runs. And Ohtani last night, the rare Mexican golden sombrero for him.
Oh, for 5.
That is only the second time in his career that he's collected one in, I want to say 9 Major League Baseball seasons. So
the 4 strikeout?
Yeah. Yep, 4 strikeouts in 1 game. He collected it last night, and he did it 4 in a row even. So,
ending a 9-game hitting streak.
Yeah.
Well, earlier in the week, he must have ended his home run game streak.
Yeah, he ended the home run game streak, I want to say, 2 days ago.
At 5?
5. And then the next day, golden sombrero. But, hey, that's the way baseball happens.
I saw a really funny meme that Shohei has requested a trade to the Cleveland Guardians.
We'll just make this a straight trade. Give us Quan, we'll give you Ohtani.
We have no reason why Shohei would request a trade to Cleveland.
No one knows why. All right, Red Sox taking on the Twins. The Red Sox get the big victory, 8-5 over the Twins. Phillies taking on the White Sox. Phillies win 6-4 5-3. Back-to-back home runs for the Phillies there. Marlins take on the Cardinals. Marlins 5, Cardinals nothing. Cardinals are kind of falling down, and the Marlins are turning into a winning team. 4 games below 500 right now.
That's really weird for the Cardinals because for the past 20 years, they've been a second-half team.
They have, and they started off slow this year.
Like every year.
Kind of picked it up a little bit, and then from the All-Star break, I think they forgot to come back.
But they also don't have a whole lot of talent like the Cardinals we know of.
No, it's a little bit of a, I don't want to say rebuild form, but it looks more like a retool because they still have some good key pieces there. Now they're getting older, which is why I'm going to say it's a retool because they're keeping all those pieces around and trying to bring in this and that to make it happen, but it doesn't really look like it's happening. So let's just see maybe what the offseason brings. Maybe we can even just we'll see what happens by this time tomorrow even.
Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Yeah, trade deadline tomorrow.
3 o'clock Eastern?
Yep, 3 o'clock Eastern.
Or 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah, somewhere right around in there. It's usually right before the end of business day. Nationals taking on the Astros in Houston. The Astros get the victory 7-4 over the Nationals. Angels defeat the Rangers 8-5. Padres taking on the Mets. Padres get the big 7-1 victory over the New York Metropolitans. Pirates taking on the Giants. The Pirates get the victory. How about that? 3-1 over the Giants. And it's not Wednesday, so maybe the Pirates can have a back-to-back win day? Ooh, that's called a streak around there. That's a big streak around there. And let's go Mariners Athletics for the final game of the day. Mariners 1, Athletics 6. WNBA scores just a few games last night. I do believe it was 3, which is the magic number. Valkyries taking on the Dream in Atlanta. The Valkyries 77, the Dream 75. Mystics taking on the Sky from Washington, D.C. The Mystics win this game 103-86. Now that is a beating. And the final game of the evening, the Aces taking on the Sparks. The Aces get the victory 89-74 in Los Angeles. So that is last night's scores. Let's go into some news and notes. So the Cleveland Browns quarterback Martin Emerson carted off with an Achilles injury. Lots of those going around right now from every single sport you can think of. Achilles. Want to hear another Achilles injury?
Was it a Dolphin player?
No.
That was ACL.
Yeah, that was a knee. No, this is a baseball player with an Achilles problem. It's a Brave.
Oh, Acuna.
Yeah, Ronald Acuna heading over to the 10-day IL for an Achilles strain. Oh, man. Seems like we just got Ronnie back.
So how do we go from 100 years of sports where nobody's blowing out their Achilles to the last 2 years where 75 people have blown out their Achilles?
Oh, people have always been doing it. It's just one of those, you just called it something different, or I'm sure back in 1904, they were just like, yeah, he broke his leg. Because I'm sure medical standards weren't, exactly the greatest, back in 1867 for
throw a leech on it.
For the original Reds. yeah. Oh man, that looks broke. Let's just throw some leeches and throw some black powder on it, and let's just something here will work. So yeah, sad news right there, Ronnie man. Ronnie came back for 55 games and out for at least 10. Man, it's one of those. I want him. Braves want him. Baseball wants him out there playing because baseball is much funner to watch. Is funner a word? I guess so.
It's like a third grade word.
When he's playing. Yeah, exactly. And this is a third grade kind of show that I'm hosting here. So yeah, exactly. Funner is a word today. The word is funner. Ronnie.
Call in with the word of the day.
Call in word of the day. Actually, we might do that here in the future. We'll think about that. All right. Other big news. Oh, big trade yesterday. Chef Ross was kind of alluding to that. So between game number 1 and game number 2 between Baltimore and Toronto, Sir Anthony Dominguez was traded. The Orioles traded the reliever over to the Blue Jays right between the games. Don't even have to, that's kind of got to be weird. Hey, you don't work for our company anymore. You now work for one of our competitors. In fact, he's even in our building today. Just walk on over there and you can start your new job.
How do they get a uniform for him that quickly?
So they have a bunch of uniforms ready. So basically,
just blank ones in the back.
It's not a blank, but it's a number that is not issued to any of the 26 guys on roster or any of the coaches. So it's just like random number. I'm going to pull one out, like 43. So nobody else on that roster, no coaches, no other players are wearing 43. So you just have 43 with no name on the back and you just throw them out there. That's how that is treated, because they carry a bunch of extra jerseys in case you get a bloody nose or one's not clean, something
I'm
like
guessing
that.
there's a seamstress too, so that makes sense if they have blank ones in the back and somebody just sews the name patch on the back.
Oh yeah, they got a sewing machine. They got somebody running the sewing machine in the back. The sewing machine's probably gonna belong to Baltimore because that game was in Baltimore, I want to say. But they're gonna let hey, yeah, Blue Jays, you can use that. Or they actually probably even do it for them. Like, oh, just hand me the uniform. We'll stitch that on for you. Be ready to go.
But that is one of my favorite parts of baseball. You're in this dugout in the first game, and then all of a sudden you do the walk of shame to across the field to the visitors' dugout. I mean, that's what sucks is you got the first game, you got all of the amenities of the home clubhouse.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get, hey, Skip, I need to see you. Shoot. And then you got to walk across the field to the visiting clubhouse and lose all of the great amenities of the comfy chairs and the big screen TV. And
you get to stare at the pink wall.
Yeah.
Because I know a bunch of teams love to put off colors in the visiting team dugouts just to make them a little bit more uncomfortable. But Sir Anthony Dominguez did get into the second game. He had 2 1/3 innings on that one. So
he struck out his former teammates.
Struck out the former teammates. Got to feel good about that. Hey, you guys let me go and look what I am doing now. Orioles received a minor leaguer, 23-year-old Watts Brown. He was the number 10 prospect for the Toronto Blue Jays. Has a 2-5 record on the season and a 3.54 ERA in 19 starts in Class A and AA. So we didn't get to watch the guys passing in the night on the field.
Oh, no, because...
Yeah, the other guy was a minor leaguer, so he wasn't up there. But there's been a couple of games where, you see the guys, kind of passing in the night, I'm going to that dugout, you're going to that dugout. Hey, do I need to know anything before I get over to this team? I mean, I know you've been there, and I'm heading there. Can you give me some inside secrets, maybe? Always kind of entertaining on that. Love to see it. Love baseball for that, because it's just... I think it's the only sport where you can really do that, because nobody else really plays double headers. You
don't see an NFL game where at halftime, dude goes from the home team to the visiting team sidelines.
Nah, the only thing you really see in football is somebody getting pulled out at halftime and well, we traded you during that second quarter. We just need you to sit on the bench the rest of the game, and we got you a plane ticket when the game's over. You don't go home with us.
Or the closest thing you get is Antonio Brown just quitting in the middle of the game, chucking his jersey up.
Chucking the jersey up, flexing while he's running off the field. Yeah, Antonio Brown, man. Antonio Brown's just one of those.
You definitely don't see that in hockey where they just jump to the other side of the sin bin to the other team's bench.
No, you don't. Would be entertaining. I think that should be allowed. If you make a trade with a team and you're halfway through a game and it is the team you're playing that you made the trade with, why can't you just go ahead and execute the trade halfway through the game?
Baseball is really the only sport that conducts trades in the middle of business. Most trades in the NBA, well, I guess the NBA does a lot of in-season trading too.
Yeah.
But most NFL trades are done in the offseason. Most NHL trades, I'm guessing, are done during the offseason.
Plus minus, yeah. Because you'll see some trades during the regular season, and there's times when you'll see a guy they'll come out for the third period and he'll just sit there on the bench the whole time because, well, he got traded sometime during the second period, and they're just, even sometimes the coaches is wait, what? I had plans for that guy in the third. Now I can't use him? Come on. You're tying my hands here.
I remember going to a Brewers-Cardinals game at Miller Park about a decade ago. Gabe Kapler gets the game-winning hit in the bottom of the ninth, and then by the time I make it to my vehicle, Gabe Kapler was traded away.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I'm well, at least we got a win out of you.
Well, at least we saw the win, and thank you very much for your time here with us. Trey Hendrickson set to return to camp today. Does that mean our holdout is ending? Because they haven't said an official contract is coming yet, but they have said that talks are headed in the right direction. So I'm assuming that if we're seeing him pad up and hit the field for a practice, that the signing of a contract is pretty imminent.
I'm thinking the holdout becomes a hold-in, where he still sits in all the meetings, gets all the notes, but you don't see him on the field.
Yeah, because it's one of those. It's for missing practice, it's $50,000 a day.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, for what he's been paid and what he should be getting paid in the future, that's penny chicken scratch to him. But I mean, you keep adding those up, after a while, it is gonna hurt. So I don't know if it is he just wants the pain to stop, or if we're actually going to sign. And I'm more towards the opinion, because Boris is his agent, isn't it? So that to me says,
because Boris ain't putting him on the field.
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're just hashing out a few last little words, maybe a couple of digits of numbers, but get out there and let the headache go away. So maybe we'll see him out there. Maybe he'll stay. I'm going to say yes right now. All right, other great news and notes. Wasn't here earlier in the week, and a big passing for Major League Baseball, passing for the Chicago Cubs, for the Phillies, all those teams that Ryan Sandberg played for. Great player, 65 years old, just passed away. The Cubs have announced that they will be wearing a special patch in his honor. So not surprised by that. That's what the Cubs needed to do.
Their first game back in Wrigley, everybody needs Don 23.
Yeah, they need to do something. They need to have like a shirt giveaway, towel, or something there for the fans, for
like as much as I'm cheering
everybody out there.
As much as I'm cheering against the Cubs, especially these next 2 days, I shed a tear for Rhino. I mean, he's one of the first ball players I can name by name, mainly because that's the only word that Harry Carey could ever pronounce and enunciate.
Rhino
was Ryan Sandberg, and then you hear a bunch of other drunk gibberish, but every time it's Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg. Hey, Cubs got to go in. Yeah, it was sad. I remember watching Rhino as a kid. He was at the very first Major League Baseball game I went to, which was at Wrigley Field. This would have been, 86, 87, somewhere in there, and he was playing for the Cubs. I watched him play. It was, as a kid growing up in the 90s, I had WGN, where every, afternoon, every evening, I got to watch the Cubs. So I got to watch Ryan Sandberg play a lot of baseball.
You can make an argument that he's the best second baseman to play the game.
You could. I don't. He
definitely sits top 5.
Yeah, he's definitely like Mount Rushmore quality, top 4, top 5 second baseman. But I don't know about all-time best second baseman, because you're running into a guy named Pete Rose.
I thought he played first.
No, he played second and first. Towards the end, he played first because he couldn't run anymore. But it's yes, absolutely. Hall of Fame guy, in the Hall of Fame, was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005. And take a minute to watch his speech. It was actually a pretty good, funny, very insightful speech. So big condolences to the Sandberg family. Big condolences to Cubs fans, Cubs, just baseball in general. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Hopefully we're done losing sports legends.
No, hopefully
it's been a tough week.
It's been a tough, just celebrities in general, in the last week or two. It's like that, I want to say it was like, 2010, 2011, where celebrities like Ed McMahon and like Billy Mays and all those guys were just crashing out left and right. Are we having one of those years again? Where just like a whole bunch of celebrities just move on to the next thing? Don't know. But we're kind of seeing it right now. It has been a summer of, losing celebrities and having them move on. But we are moving on here at the Sports Blitz. Coming up next, we have some Braves talk for you. This is the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
I'm just waiting on a player to be fed up with this, to be fed up with the charade. For a player of the caliber of Micah Parsons to say, I'm going to get my bag a lot of places.
Yes.
And I can get it at a place where A, it's more stable and I'm appreciated, and B, where I have a better chance to win. Because as long as this circus is still happening, the Dallas Cowboys are not going to be able to win a Super Bowl.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, a likelihood of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 83. A variety of mostly sunshine and scattered thunderstorms and 90 tomorrow. 90 and mostly sunshine in the early morning and then scattered thunderstorms Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hand. Hard Rock Bet. Bet it, parlay it, boost it. However you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime a line, prop, or parlay catches your eye. And withdraw cash when you want it. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
It's the Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studios. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call us. You can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. Braves have an afternoon game today, so no Braves on the airwaves, but the Braves will return to the airwaves tomorrow at 6 o'clock for pregame, 6:10 for the first pitch against the Cincinnati Reds. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewitt Tire and Auto, and Hometown Towing.
Do the Braves have 26 healthy bodies to throw out there today and tomorrow?
Yes, because they have to. Baseball says you have to have 26 guys out there. So, yes, they will find like the peanut vendor or the popcorn guy or the hot dog or the beer barker. They'll find somebody. Don't worry.
Zamboni driver.
Yeah, they'll get the Zamboni driver that's in the outfield, you know.
It's always
yeah.
an option.
They've got somebody.
Uber driver, hey, come on in.
Yeah, the guy that drove the bus in. Yeah, by the way.
You're hitting fourth in the lineup.
You know how to be a closing pitcher? We need one real bad right now.
Yeah, you got to have a lead to have a closer, but...
Yeah, you can have a closer, you just don't use him. That's what happens when you don't have a lead.
Sorry, Braves fans. I 100% feel your pain, literally, and I am kind of joking.
So the Braves last night taking on the Kansas City Royals. Royals came out to a quick lead, getting 4 runs through the first 2 innings. Braves mount a comeback in the 6th inning to get 3 runs. But then the pitching just decides to throw up some meatballs, and the Royals come away with a 5-run 6th inning. And after that, the Braves did try to mount another comeback, getting 3 more runs through the 8th inning. But 3 plus 3 is only 6. And, my math says the Royals came away with 9. It was, again, one of those games for the Braves. They looked all right to begin with. But Feedy out there pitching, I know, young guy, learning the game, but a 3-11 record now, it's just not gonna cut it.
Again, back to my point, if you don't throw him out, you don't have anybody else.
Yeah, and that's what it is right now. Braves, especially in the pitching rotation, been injured most of the season. So
all 5 starters are currently on the DL or IL. Sorry.
So you're digging to begin with, and I've said this whole season that you can't have 5 starting pitchers. You got to have 8, and the Braves are showing that you need more than 8 right now, which
like 12
isn't a bad way to think about it, because this day and age with baseball, you are seeing arms down left and right. So the Braves need pitching help. I don't think they're going to be able to really collect any pitching help because, one, I don't know what they really have in offer, and I don't think there's a whole lot of teams that want to have trades with the Braves because, one, they don't really have a whole lot to offer. And they're 45-61 right now. Are you really going to try to go for a push?
They did trade with the Yankees earlier in the week for a pitcher.
Yeah.
But you can't blow up the farm system just to limp through the season the rest of this season for pitching.
Yeah, especially...
and I don't even know
especially with a team that looks like this right now with a record that they have had recently. It's not pretty. I mean, just look at it since the All-Star break. Got a win against the Yankees. Loss against the Yankees. Loss against the Yankees. Win against the Giants. Loss against the Giants. Loss against the Giants. Loss to the Texans. Loss to the Rangers. Loss to the Rangers. Beat the Royals. Lost to the Royals. That's a lot of L's.
Yeah.
And not a lot of dubs.
And there's not a whole lot that Snit can do, because he ain't putting himself on the mound.
No, I mean, you're at a position where you can only go with what's given to you.
When every starting pitcher is throwing 3 innings, that bullpen has no arms.
Bullpen's tired. The starters are tired because, I mean, I've seen them go on 4 days rest sometimes right now because you don't have those arms. So you're relying on bullpen starts. You're relying on starters that aren't really ready yet, but you have to put them into duty because, like we said,
you need 26
somebody
guys.
has to be out there. So you've got to put a body out there. Is it a good one all the time? No,
because you want to keep your best prospects that aren't quite ready. You want to keep them in the minors to continue to develop. The worst thing you can do is bring somebody up that's one of your top prospects way too early. They get shelled and their career's over.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So you're bringing up your second and third tier prospects to limp through the end of this season.
Yeah, because confidence plays a lot in sports. Lots of confidence is needed, especially at a level like this. To hit those baseballs, yeah, saying hitting a baseball ain't that hard. Come on, I want to see you guys do it at that fast. It is quite difficult. You got to have the concentration, and you got to have the belief in yourself that you can do it. And if you send a guy up there that's 20, 21, that's used to seeing double-A pitching, which double-A pitching better than single-A pitching, they're at least getting to the point where they're not throwing anymore, but they are actually pitching.
And that is a world of a difference to go out and throw a game to pitching a game.
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, I'm seeing it a lot, even in this day and age, up in the major leagues. That you see guys that are just coming in that aren't pitchers. They're just throwers. Maddox was a pitcher.
Yeah.
He was not a flamethrower. Randy Johnson was a pitcher, but he was more of a flamethrower.
So early on Nolan Ryan's career, he was a thrower. He could throw 106, but it wasn't until he learned the changeup and learned to locate and change speeds that he became one of the greatest pitchers of all time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's learning how, much like batters, hit it where they ain't. Pitchers pitch it where they can't get to it. Get to that high outside fastball. Make it look all pretty. That big old fastball coming in at you up high. Ooh, man, that looks like I can hit it so hard. But
looks like a watermelon, but it's the size of a golf ball.
Yeah. And it's...
And to make sure that every pitch you throw is thrown with intent. If you need, even on an 0-2 pitch, that curveball that bounces before the plate is thrown with intent to change the batter's eye level.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
It's not a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're human. We all make mistakes, and that's why Shohei Ohtani has 1 million home runs right now, and other players, because most of those are pitcher mistakes. If that pitcher's hitting his spots, that ball ain't flying out of the ballpark.
So we told you earlier, Ronald Acuna heading to the 10-day IL. So that means Ronnie will be out for at least 10 days. That will start today, since he did play in yesterday's game where he was removed from. Earliest you can start the clock is today. Snitker has already come out and said Eli White will be the right fielder for the 10-game period or a 10-day period while Acuna is out.
Is there 1 or 2 days off in that 10 days?
We can go look it up on the schedule. Come to me.
There's definitely 1 day off.
Let's see, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, no game on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 1 game. So there's 1 game off in that 10-day time period. So Eli White looks like he's going to be out there for nine games, and it's not...
With an Achilles, it's probably longer than 10 days.
Depending on how bad it is, but yeah, I would say you might see...
You rush him back and that thing rips, and now he's out for next year as well.
So that's
the worst thing that can happen is they rush him back. So you're probably looking 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, if it's a rip, it's like an Aaron Rodgers thing where, yeah, you might see him walk off the field, but it ain't comfortable and he ain't going to run or do anything.
It's not a tear now, it's a strain, but if the last thing they want to do is rush that strain back.
And make it a tear, yeah. The last thing they need. You don't need another, season of Ronald Acuna only giving you, 50-ish games.
And next year, he's not even going to give you any games if it tears.
Oh, yeah, if it tears... if he tears it right now, you might see him in September next year, but you're only going to see him in a reduced role, probably like a DH or something. Because you're not going to run him, because I don't know if he would be able to run.
I don't think he'd DH him because then he's going to want to steal bases.
Yeah, good point. You can tell him, hey, Ronnie, do not steal. Now, you got to convince him of it as well. Putting Eli White out in right field, probably not the worst thing to go on. Eli White has not had an awful season this year. He's batting somewhere around a 250, which is not the greatest number in the world. But when you look at the rest of the Braves roster, give me that 250 all day. Because there are a lot of guys that are batting well below that
if you look at the average
this season.
If you look at the Major League Baseball batting average, give me 250, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
It is right now. It is crazy pitching dominant. Other than and home runs are not up. We're still at kind of an equal number of home runs from last year to this year, but they're not up like we saw that like for the last 10 years. Every year, up, 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 up.
It's launch angles, and it's nobody's choking up and just putting the ball in play.
And if we look at it right now in the last week, if we want to look and say what Braves have been playing well on the offensive side of the ball, names that we were not looking at before the All-Star break. Michael Harris II coming in with a 500 for the week. Jurickson Profar at a 280. Marcelo Zuna at a 250 with 2 home runs. Those are the guys right now that we are looking at carrying the team. After that, for the last of the week, it is close to Mendoza line and down for everybody else.
Still going to be on the team next week.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be traded.
He's the one piece they can move.
I think he is I won't disagree with you there that he is the one piece that you can move, but with his average down and his number of home runs down over this season, I'm not sure what you can really expect back from him.
Tell me somebody like the Milwaukee Brewers doesn't need that pop in their lineup.
Oh, the Brewers would love it. The Mariners
Brewers have a deep
would
farm
love
system.
it. There's a bunch of teams out there. Even the Dodgers, I wouldn't say wouldn't not love it, but I don't think the Dodgers would make a run at it. Boston could use another right-handed guy. There's plenty of trade partners out there, but what are they willing to give up, and what is Atlanta willing to accept? With
the pitching and defense the Brewers are playing, you add Ozuna and his pop in that lineup, you're talking World Series contender.
Yeah. Home runs help out a lot. no doubt about it. And it's like we talked about earlier, it's a season where we are seeing a lower number of home runs. So anybody that is a quote unquote, pop kind of bat, you might want to just even give it a try. I mean, it's a rental because his contract is up at the end of this season.
The only downfall for the Brewers is it puts Christian Yelich in the field every day. He can't DH because Ozuna would be your everyday DH.
You don't want Ozuna. I'd rather put Yelich, old man Yelich, out in the field than having Ozuna anywhere near a baseball glove. Ozuna is one of those guys that he's a baseball player that doesn't even really need to own a baseball glove. He just goes up and just whomps it.
He is a big poppy.
He is just out there just, when he's on and when he's hot, he's crushing. Now, he's never been a guy that's gone for average, but he's always been a guy that's reliably gotten you 30, 35 home runs every single year. This is going to be the first time in, how long that it doesn't look like he's gonna hit that mark. No, he's at 15 right now.
Okay, so figure another 10.
Yeah. It's the last time.
Yeah, August and September.
Last time he was below 35 would have been 2022, where he had 23. So it's been a few, been 2 seasons. He had 2 really great seasons, 40 and 39. Now at 15 home runs. Not saying that's a bad number. That's a great number. Most people would kill for 15 home runs in their, entire life, let alone career. But for a guy that well, let's face it, you're paying him money to hit a home run.
Yeah.
You're not paying him money to play first base. You're not paying him money to steal bases. You're not paying him money to be in the outfield. You are paying him money to hit home runs.
But I think the veteran presence of Ozuna and the pop of Ozuna's bat puts Milwaukee right behind the Dodgers. Probably right behind the Phillies. I put the Phillies ahead of the Dodgers.
Yeah, and the Dodgers have had a bit of a slump here lately, too. So,
and the Brewers swept the Dodgers this year.
And they faced them again one more time,
They swept them. The Dodgers got 0 games.
Okay, so we've done both. We've done both sets.
Right before the All-Star break, the Dodgers were in Milwaukee and got swept, and then the first series after the break was out in L.A., and the Dodgers got swept.
All right, let's move on into some pitching for the Braves. And do we really want to do that? No, we don't. But, well, we're here to talk about it, and it's, again, not a pretty situation.
If you can throw 89, please show up to Tourist Ballpark at 1 p.m.
You don't even got to throw 89. Can you get it over the plate without him hitting it too incredibly hard?
Bonus points if you got a curveball and or changeup.
Right now. If you look at it, your best pitchers right now, Pierce Johnson and Raisel Iglesias, 2 guys that before the All-Star break, you were really, you guys can be run out of town now. Thank you for trying to play baseball.
That could be how Ozuna plays defense. Throw the Ephus pitch.
That's a hard pitch to hit, man. When you're going up there looking for something coming in at 98, and then all of a sudden you see that here's something at 56. It's like, wait, what did I just miss?
You get strike 1 and strike 2 on the same pitch.
I would love that as a rule. Like, if you swung twice, it should count as 2 strikes. Or if you swing once and then you still get it back to hit it again, it should count as a hit, not as a strike. I like that rule. I really do like that rule. That rule will never come into play.
Maybe banana ball.
Oh, that'd be a great banana ball rule. Like, for some of those slow pitches that they do, like let you swing at it 3 or 4 times. That would be that would be great. I like what the Bananas do. Don't get me wrong. I don't want it to be real baseball. But some of the things they do, I think baseball could look kind of at and think about.
If we merged some of banana ball and some of real baseball, we would have perfect baseball.
Yes, there's some things, like I said, there's some things that the Bananas do right because they're willing to go out and experiment, and they're like the Harlem Globetrotters basically of baseball now, or the king in his court for softball.
Yeah, except the Bananas do lose because I believe they're in 3rd place right now in their whole Banana League.
Yeah, it's not quite as set up as much as the Globetrotters.
I don't think you can script baseball like you can script basketball.
Yeah, it's a little harder to script baseball. you can kind of throw a shot in basketball a lot easier than you can say, all right, Bob, the script here calls for you to hit a home run on the third pitch. You've got to make sure that third pitch is actually something you can hit. I mean, even if the pitcher is out there and he's got the script, in his glove, looking at it, it's like, all right, I got to feed him a fastball down the middle here so we can get a home run. Still hard for even that, pitcher to come through with that kind of pitch.
Could you imagine Major League Baseball concessions being free?
No.
That would be phenomenal.
No. I mean, you can look at it. I mean, if you get into some of the super, super fancy, expensive suite seats, your food is included with it. But I mean, you're also
$1,000.
Yeah, exactly. You're dropping a grand spot for each ticket that you get. Take you and the two kids. I mean, you, the wife, and the two kids. That's $4,000. I hope you feed me. You better feed me
more than much. Something better than a hot dog too.
Oh yeah, I better have a good little slice of filet mignon right there. Don't give me that middle piece. I want that nice rare piece. Don't give me those ends that are burnt. Although not knocking you people that like to burn ends. Just saying, if they're going to give me that piece, I want it to be.
My mind went to brisket when you said burnt ends.
Ooh, I do love briskets.
I do love the burnt ends of the brisket.
Don't get me sidetracked on briskets. I can
we can have a brisket show, you and me.
We could we could totally delicious dish this thing up the whole day. I mean, we could just go into ways, theories, and means of making a brisket into that beautiful, beautiful fall apart smoked meat that we all just love. But this is a sports show today, so when we get back, let's discuss the AFC and NFC East. We'll look at the over-unders, and we'll make predictions on how we feel about it. This is the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call us, text us, 850-215-6290, live from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction, 850-740-3815, or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
It's the Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studios. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Sports Blitz. Live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming to you from the Golf Plus studios. You can call us. You can text us. 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. We are in the Apple App Store. We are in the Google Play Store. ESPN Northwest Florida is the name. Download us. Take us with you everywhere you go. And Scorpion TV is is the way of the future of TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels, including ESPN and ESPN Plus, the NFL Network and Red Zone, and even pay-per-view events. It only costs you $45.08 a month when you use ESPN-NW. That's ESPN-NW promo code. When you check out, you can be on up to 5 devices at once. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Scorpion TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Scorpion TV logo. Big thanks to Jack Patterson saying good afternoon out there on the Facebook feed. A good afternoon to you, Jack. And let's roll in to the AFC and NFC East standings and
somebody out there enjoying the beach right now, call us. Rub it in our face.
Yeah, if you're out there enjoying the beach, enjoying the day, nice and sunny out there. We got yellow flags, so the water is wide open. Call us here at the studio, 850-215-6290. Chef, where do you want to start? The NFC East or the AFC East?
Let's start with the NFC. That's more predictable.
The NFC East, he says, more predictable. I'm going to put these in a randomly generated order in my mind. And the first one that comes out, the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL and their website predicts a 7.5 over under.
Under. I think they implode this year.
I'm going to go with you on that one. I think 7.5 is a little bit high for Dak and the Cowboys, though they are going to get 2 wins against the Giants. But I still look at them as being around a 6-win kind of team. And I'd say they'd finish in 3rd place in the NFC East. What you going with, 3rd?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go 3rd place. Next on the list, randomly pulling out of my mind, it is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles on NFL.com, over under at 11.5.
I think they get to 12. They have everybody coming back from last year's team.
I like that. I'm going to go with the over on that one as well, because, I mean, if you look at it, without even going to look at the rest of the schedule, they already got 4 wins. I'm going to say they beat the Cowboys twice.
They beat the Giants twice.
I'm going to say they beat the Giants twice.
I'm saying they split with the Commanders.
And they split with the Commanders? Yeah, I could see that one. So that gives you 5. So you're a little bit less than halfway to 11.5 at that point. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. They got the
Packers on the schedule. The Packers are the team that tried to abolish the tush push.
Boo.
So I think they've got some motivation there. I don't know how that, personally, I don't know how that's going to pan out, because I don't want to think about that game being a Packer fan.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that gives them a little extra motivation.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll call that 6 wins. You're halfway to 12 without even looking at the schedule.
So where are you going to put the Eagles?
I got them at 12.
All right, 12. You're going to go first place?
Yeah, of course.
First place, and I'm going to say first place as well. And the next one that we go with, let's go with the Washington Commanders. NFL.com has the over-under set at 9.5.
I'm actually going to have to look at the schedule here, because that's a good sweat.
Yeah, Commanders at 9.5 is that is one that it's oof. I mean, they were a 11-win team last year, right? And it's in a division where I could see them beating the Cowboys twice. I can see them beating the Giants twice. And if you take 1 from the Eagles, again, you're at 5. So, that gets you more than halfway there.
All right, so September 11th, hosting the Raiders. I'm giving that a win.
Yep, that's a win.
Go to the Chargers. I'm going to give that a loss, traveling to the West Coast.
That's a tough one.
Hosting the Bears.
Should win.
Hosting the Falcons.
Should win.
Cowboys, we already called a win.
Win.
At the Chiefs.
Ooh, that's a loss. Might be a loss, but it depends on how the Chiefs play.
Hosting the Seahawks.
That should be a dub.
Hosting the Lions.
Ooh, that might be a loss.
Yeah, I'll give you a loss. At Miami in November.
Should be a win.
Yeah, but there's a big weather difference there. But yeah,
big weather difference, but I think it's easier to go
I think two is
to
out by
warmer
then.
than it is to colder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2 is out by then, by the way, too. So
calling it now. Call the shots.
Next, here comes the Broncos.
Should be this should be a win, but that'll be a fun game.
At the Vikings.
Win.
Giants, we're calling a win. Eagles, I think we said we're splitting.
We're going to split.
So Cowboys again win at the Eagles. So
split.
I think we're at 9.
Yeah, we're kind of at a 9. I'm going to go on the over on this one. I'm going to go with the 10. I think they sit in a pretty wild card spot.
I think 9 still gets you in a wild card. 9 still gives you second place in that division. We'll go 9.
All right. So we're both saying second place, and you're going under. I'm going over. We'll see how that one plays out. We play the games in the box.
Right? Like I said, that's a perfect sweat bet right there.
Giants, last one here for the NFC East. We got the New York Giants at 5.5. Give me that under.
Oh, yeah.
Give me that under all day.
On my drive here, Dan Patrick was going over the Giants. They are not favored in any of their first 9 games, including at the New Orleans Saints.
Owie.
If you can't be favored against the Saints. And
you've got a quarterback. Quote, unquote, you have a quarterback.
Got like 3 of them.
You know, and the Saints don't even have really one. Man, that's a tough pill to swallow right there. So we're both going under on the Giants, and we're both putting the Giants in 4th place. Let's move over to the AFC East. The random mind generator pulls out the New England Patriots. NFL.com has the Patriots at a 7.5 over under. I'm going to say an under on that one, but I think that under is 7. I think they're better this year. I think Vrabel will just give them that new coach bump. And, you know, new coach, second-year quarterback that looked good. A couple more pieces for the quarterback. 7 sounds good. 8 seems a little bit of a reach for me. What you got, Ross?
All right. Well, that's weird. I thought that the Commanders opened up week 1 of the Raiders, but apparently the Patriots do. All right, so opening up at Gillette Stadium, give me the Patriots there.
Yep.
At Miami. Always been a tough place for the Patriots to play.
So that's a 1-1.
1-1. Yeah, fighting Aaron Rodgers at Gillette Stadium. Give me the Patriots. Patriots over to Carolina. Don't even care where that is.
Yeah,
at Buffalo, 3-2. At New Orleans, 4-2. At Tennessee, 5-2. At Cleveland, 6-2. Boy, this is a good stretch. At Atlanta, 7-2.
Well, when you finish in last place, you get that last place.
At Tampa, 7-3. At the Jets, 8-3. That's already the over, isn't it?
Yeah, you already hit over. Ooh, it might be over.
At Cincinnati.
That might be a loss.
Yeah, we'll give them the loss there. At the Giants. Nope. Hosting the Giants. That's a win. That's a playoff team.
I mean, if you get up to, we had 10 wins there.
I'm at 9 without adding in another game against the Jets, another game against the Dolphins. So there's 10 wins.
Oh, so you're going to take the over. I'm still kind of... It's a prove-it year for the Patriots. Not even really a prove-it year because they're just in a rebuilding mode right now. So it's not really prove-it. It's just, can you improve with what you have? And they seem to be a team that has done a little bit more for improvement in the offseason than, say, like, your Tennessee Titans.
I don't think they get to 10, but I still want that over.
He's taking the over. I'm taking the under. I am going to say the Pats finish... I'm going to go 3rd. I still think the Dolphins finish in front of them, but I think it will be close at the end of the season. What you got, Ross?
I don't think Buffalo runs away with this division. So everybody's going to be together. Yeah, 3rd sounds right.
All right, both going 3rd. Let's step into the New York Jets next. NFL.com, 5.5 over under.
Barely over. They get to 6.
Yeah, I can see 6. This is one of those that it's a 5 or a 6, and I'll take the under just to be different than Ross. But I mean, we're both kind of sitting at the same spot with 5 and 6 wins. So is it really that much of a difference? Yes. Yes, it is, because it's 5
It's a green screen or it's a red screen.
Yep. So I'm going to say 4th place for the Jets. I don't see them anywhere but the basement.
No.
All right. We are both saying 4th place. The Mind Generator says the Buffalo Bills coming up next. NFL.com gives them 12.5. Over under. Well,
under.
That's one of those. It's close, but I think it's more of a 10 or 11, because I can almost see them splitting against every single team in their division.
Yeah.
So we're both going to go under here.
Under.
We're both going to go under here. I'm still going to have the Bills as my first place team in the East. Yeah. All right. And the last team coming out of the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, set to 7.5. I
pigeonhole myself to go over there because I've got them finishing ahead of New England, and I got New England winning 9, so 9's over 7.5.
I am going to take the over for the Dolphins at 7.5. I think it's going to be an 8 to 9 win for them, and I got them in second place. Chef Ross, you going with second place on this one?
I have to. It's the only spot open.
It's the only spot we got open, so I guess, hey, it is second place. So just to recap, we have total agreement. How about that?
I tell you what, though, if New England gets in the second place, Rabel's Coach of the Year.
Just second place in the
that division.
East? I don't know if that'll get him Coach of the Year. If he gets second place, in the AFC, of course, it gets him Coach of the Year.
But taking a 5-win team to the playoffs with a 10-win season.
Yeah, I could. Yes.
He's not going to win the award, but he's probably more deserving than somebody, say, Campbell.
Yeah.
Getting the Lions to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's one of those plausible. Yes. Do I think it happens?
No, he doesn't get the reward.
No,
but
I don't see it.
He's more rewarding or more deserving of that reward. Bringing a basement team into the playoffs with a 10-win, doubling the win total of last year, than somebody who has had the cupboards full for the last 3 years, finally getting over the hump and getting one more win.
Yeah, and then getting into the playoffs, similar to like your Chargers with your Harbaugh.
Yeah.
But I could kind of even see Harbaugh being, if Harbaugh can get the Chargers into the playoffs and then even win a game in the playoffs and get into the second round, I can see Harbaugh's name being. It's got to get mentioned just because he's taken them in and done something in the playoffs, which is
Coach of the Year is regular season award, though, correct?
Yeah.
Like
all voting is done at week 18. Like you turn in everything at week 18. So I mean, if he can get the Chargers into a good, pretty spot, if he can win the West, even
if he wins the West, he's in it.
That's looking pretty good, because if you win the West, that means you have dethroned the Chiefs.
Stefanski,
that's big.
That's Stefanski, Vikings coach.
Vikings coach?
He should be in it, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. Coming up to the top of the hour, we will get our daily dose of oddities. This is the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Dan Patrick Show.
I got this on good authority from somebody with the NFL. The 18th game is basically going to be a complete TV package of you have the international games. Every team will have a home base outside the United States. That's how they want to grow the game.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, a likelihood of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 83. A variety of mostly sunshine and scattered thunderstorms and 90 tomorrow. 90 and mostly sunshine in the early morning and then scattered thunderstorms Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on a new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the Bolt Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one, right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Cold, creamy, and gourmet. Milkshake Factory is now open at Breakfast Point Marketplace near Publix next to First Watch. Unbelievably delicious handcrafted milkshakes and chocolates like the famous chocolate bark. Try the mouth-watering chocolate-dipped strawberry shake. Family-friendly fun and unforgettable shakes await. Milkshake Factory now open at Breakfast Point Marketplace near Publix next to First Watch on Back Beach. Milkshake Factory.
It's the Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studios. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon, Northwest Florida. The Sports Blitz is coming to you on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We are live in the Golf Plus studios. If you need any golfing needs, head on over to the shops at Edgewater. Give Alan Watson a visit, and everything you can think of for your golf game can be found right there. Shops at Edgewater, Golf Plus. Call the show. Text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can find us there on ESPN Northwest Florida. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. We are in the Apple Play Store. We are in the Google Store. Just download us. Again, ESPN Northwest Florida. Hey, we are easy to find, guys. And you can visit the website ESPNPC.com to keep up with everything going on here at the studios. It's time for our daily dose of oddities, because you know what? Truth is always stranger than fiction. Let's get this one going. An amateur video of a black bear gulping down a bottle of brisk iced tea at a northwestern Ontario landfill has gone viral, sparking amusement and disbelief on the internet.
I was hoping it was a Molson Ice.
I would have loved that one. The footage shot by Shayna Kyla at the dump in Fort Hope First Nation earlier this month shows a bear struggling with the bottle before managing to get it open and guzzling it down. This made me and Peg laugh, said Kyla on her initial social media post. I didn't get to catch the part where he opened the bottle. At one point in the video, Kayla and another woman can be heard screaming, "Ee!" as the bear chugs the drink, leaving the empty bottle behind. The clip has drawn widespread reactions, with commentary calling the bear pretty smart, while another says, "I'm just amazed, like, wow, so smart." A third joked that if it was a polar bear, it would have been Coca-Cola. Before comments were disabled, the video amassed more than 100 responses. It has since been viewed more than 795,000 times and shared more than 2,000 times on Facebook. And if you guys want to see the video, I have it over at my Facebook account, Fife Sports Media. Just head on over there and you can see the bear and his iced tea. Chef Ross.
Would have been way better with the Molson Ice.
That's brisk, baby.
All right, here we go. Local, Panama City, Florida man. Headline reads, Panama City man arrested for allegedly shooting cousin after card game. A Panama City man was arrested after he allegedly shot his cousin over an argument that occurred during a card game. According to his arrest affidavit, the Bay County Sheriff's Office responded to a report of a shooting on the 1300 block of Gray Avenue in Cedar Grove on Wednesday. Authorities were advised that the victim drove himself to a nearby hospital after being shot in the torso. I'm going to skip the victim's name since he's local.
I mean, that's already out there.
The victim told the deputies that he was driving Hickenbottom to a friend to his girlfriend's house after playing a card game. During that car ride, the victim and the dude began arguing about an incident that happened while playing cards. During the confrontation, the dude had allegedly fired one shot in the cab of the truck. This prompted the victim to stop his truck, and the dude and the friend got out of the vehicle. The report goes on to say that as the victim began to drive away, the dude allegedly shot the truck several times, with one of them striking the victim. The victim continued to drive away from the area to the nearby hospital. Authorities say the dude allegedly then turned to his friend and pointed his gun at him, saying, "If you run, I'll kill you." Wow. The two then started arguing before the dude struck his friend and knocking him to the ground.
Sounds like a great friendship right there.
Have you ever had to drive yourself to the hospital or emergency room
while being shot?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it can't be all that bad, right?
The good news is it's only a few blocks.
You think you let people merge? Yeah. I'm imploding over here, but go ahead. Yeah. By all means, pull in.
I mean, it's probably better than, one, it's better than doing, like the ambulance that, you just go broke calling it. I guess maybe an Uber would be your next bet. I mean, I guess technically an ambulance is like an Uber to the hospital, so I guess it's not too far off on that thought process.
Yeah. Nice fact is, if you're a Bay County resident, your ambulance ride is free.
How so?
Really?
It's in the taxes that we pay for Bay County that ambulance rides are covered for Bay County residents.
Well,
let me get them on the phone now.
Yeah, let's say
they won't take you to Taco Bell.
I'm about to say, I made some free, taxi rides every once in a while.
Stops on the way.
Hey, I'm having a heart attack. I need you to, take me to ESPN Northwest Florida studios. We'll go ahead and work, and then you can take me to the hospital. I can see that going not well. All right, for my next one, let's talk about a little bit of political advertising. Georgia Representative Mike Collins is running to be Georgia's next senator, but a video posted to a Team X account spelled the state name wrong.
Yes.
Collins made it official on Monday that he is running for the Georgia Senate seat up for grabs in 2026. A video posted on Sunday calls out the two current senators for Georgia and calls on Georgians to ride, but instead saying Georgia. Let's ride, not Georgia. Hey, spelling counts. Several users responded to the video commenting about the spelling error. Collins' campaign on Georgia being misspelled. What they're saying? The Collins campaign said the video was made by fans and posted on a team-run account. A spokesman said it was not an ad or a part of the official campaign. Yeah, sure, yeah. Hey, I didn't make that, even though my name's all over it. And even though I'm in this advertisement saying, I approve this message, I don't approve this message.
I wonder if his favorite musical artist is Shaggy.
Wasn't me.
It's the grammar police. Come on, I've had enough of the grammar police.
All right, Chef Ross, what you got?
All right, let's keep this kind of local-ish and go to the great city of Tallahassee, Florida. A wild scene unfolded at a Chuck E. Cheese in Tallahassee where the man inside the famous mouse costume was arrested right in front of families. Police say the 41-year-old employee, later identified as Jamil J. Jones, was taken into custody for alleged credit card theft while still wearing his Chuck E. Cheese suit. Witnesses shared photos online of officials escorting the mascot out in handcuffs, leaving kids and parents stunned. Tallahassee police confirmed the arrest, but haven't shared many details yet. Some people online question why officers didn't let him remove his costume first, but reports suggest it might have been necessary at the time.
I think it'd be way more traumatic for the kids to have Chucky lose his head. He's getting arrested, Like I could just see the kids like, they killed Chucky.
Whew, that's a good one.
Have you seen that Chuck E. Cheese is expanding their business?
Yeah, you were telling me about that earlier.
Yeah, so Chuck E. Cheese is coming up with a little bit of rebranding. They will still have Chuck E. Cheese where a kid can be a kid. But now they are also going to have Chuck's. And Chuck's doesn't have the pizza, but it still has the beer and the arcade games.
And it doesn't have the animatronic characters playing music.
Yeah, I'm kind of saddened by that. I don't get to look at the halfway falling apart mouse.
And the
shaking
and the gorilla playing guitar
while it sings to me.
Well, it's it's about time they did something because if you ever been to a Chuck E. Cheese in midday, there's always like some 50-year-old guy at the pizza buffet creeping out the little
I like
kids.
that pizza.
Yeah, if you don't
had it in so
if you
long.
don't have any kids, you shouldn't be in a Chuck E. Cheese. Is what I'm saying.
It just looks a little bit, Epstein-y. That's all I'm going to say with that one. All right, Chef Ross, got anything else for us?
Nah, those are the only ones I got.
All right, so that is the end of the oddities for the day. We got a text in on the text line. Hey, texter, send us your name and we will add you into the system. But he says, y'all are crazy. Buffalo steamrolls the division, and I need what you guys are on.
That's Ohio Brad.
Now, we got it from Ohio Brad. Thank you very much, Ohio Brad. I mean, yeah, they might steamroll it. And I think that the Bills still have a good playoff push, but they still need to have a big, big playoff win, especially against Kansas City. Yeah. If they're going to keep getting deep, they keep on getting deep. They keep on pushing hard. They're like the Bills of the early 90s, except that they don't get out of the AFC Championship game instead of out of the Super Bowl.
You can say that for the entire AFC. They need to be able to get a big win against Kansas City, though.
Yeah, I will agree with that one as well.
I do believe that the Patriots got way better than they have been, so that's going to give Buffalo a challenge. Buffalo's playing a first-place schedule. I didn't go week for week deep into it, but there's going to be some losses in there. Probably Kansas City in the regular season. Probably, I don't know if they play Baltimore, but sure Baltimore's got 'em.
week 1. So Baltimore week 1, Jets at Jets week 2, Miami week 3, New Orleans week 4,
3-1,
New England week 5.
At New England or at Buffalo?
In New England.
I'll give New England the last second win at home.
Week 6 at Atlanta.
That's a win.
Week 7 is a bye.
That's a win.
Week 8 at Carolina.
That's a win.
Week 9 Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep. Week 10 at Miami. Week 11 Tampa Bay. Week 12 at Houston. Week 13 at Pittsburgh. Week 14 the Bengals.
They lose one of those Florida games.
Got to. I'm going to say probably just because it's a tough league. Week 15 at New England. Week 16 at Cleveland. And week 17 Philadelphia. I forget we have 18 weeks now. Week 18 the Jets. So it's a tough schedule. It's a number 1 schedule. I still think they end up being first in the AFC East. I don't know if they get the first round bye because only one team gets a bye now.
They probably end up with like 11.
Yeah, and 11, it's going to get you to the playoffs. I don't see the Bills not making the playoffs.
No, I don't see the Bills not winning the division. 11 wins you to the division.
Yeah, so it should be. Well, Ohio Brad, this is why we talk about the games and then they go and play the games. Because you don't want me out there playing football. It would not be a pretty picture. Well, we got a couple more minutes before we head on into our next section. So you are listening to the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call us, text us, 850-215-6290. Chef Ross. Let's see how well Chef Ross knows his team.
Which team?
The Brewers. You're wearing a Brewers shirt.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Chef Ross, who has the most home runs in Brewers history?
Braun is close, but Braun is not the winner. I'm going... Why did his name... Cecil Cooper.
It is Ryan Braun at 352. All right. Who has the most hits for the Milwaukee Brewers?
Robin Yount.
That's correct. 3,142. Who has the most stolen bases for the Brewers?
Dad, I'm not going to guess. It's somebody in the 80s.
Paul Molitor.
All right.
412, so you're right. From the 80s. Yep. Who played the most games as a Brewer?
Robin Yount.
That is correct. Robin Yount played a total of 2,856 games for the Brewers. Who has the most wins as a pitcher for the Brewers?
Giovanni Gallardo.
Jimmy Slayton, 117.
Is Gallardo even on the list?
He is. Most strikeouts by a Brewer.
Giovanni Gallardo.
You just said it. There you go. Yes. 1,000.
Tough questions.
226 strikeouts. Now, here's one that I did not expect, but here we go. Who has the most saves?
Raleigh Fingers.
No.
Oh, shoot. Oh, he's playing for Houston right now.
Nope.
It's not. Oh, it's
not Hader. Nope.
All right.
Let's go with Dan Plesac, 133.
Yeah, I actually did know that.
Yeah, late 80s, early 90s. I was surprised by that one. I knew he had a bunch of saves, but I really figured it would have been Hader because he was just...
Hader got traded in his prime.
Yeah, he was just a machine at closing down other teams and getting those wins at the end of the game for the closes. So not a little bit surprised on that one. So when you're sitting in the stands, where I think it's between the 5th and the 6th inning, who are you cheering for? Bratwurst, chorizo, hot dog, Italian sausage, or Polish sausage?
The brat all day, baby.
You going brat all day? Going brat all day?
The brat all day.
I actually tried to find the information on what sausage at Miller Park has won the most, and I couldn't.
They should have this season's.
Yeah, they got this season's, but they don't have an all-time. And I was really looking for an all-time. But according to the Brewers website, the sausage race for this season, and they need to update it. Come on, Brewers, you're better than this. You can give me more information than what is through July 13th. Come on, that's like 2-week-old information. But for this season so far, Brat, 9 wins. Chorizo, 9 wins. Hot dog, 12. Sausage, 8. And Polish sausage with 12.
Come on, bro. You're the whole...
Are those things fixed? I think that's rigged. I mean,
I think a little bit, maybe.
Is it different runners every day?
I believe the Chorizo wins on Cinco de Mayo.
I mean, that would be the right thing to do, would it not?
But I am definitely betting a Miller product on the Brat race every time I go.
I love it.
You can't bet on those things, can you?
Well, I'm betting with the people around me in the stands.
I'm sure you could find somebody that'll take on that bet. I mean, it might not be an official bookie.
The best one we played is everybody puts $1 in the hat, and you're going up and down the lineup. So depending on how many people are playing, and you play this each team. If your batter gets a base hit, you pull $1 out. If your batter gets a double, $2 out, home run, you win the pot. If he walks, it's a push. If he reaches in the air, he should have been out, you're throwing $1 in. If he makes an out, you're throwing $1 in the pot. And that was so much fun.
So what do you do with the extra money at the that's left over at the end of the game if there's any?
I don't remember what we did.
Oh, okay.
There was probably too many Miller products consumed at that point to really remember what happened.
So what you need to do is you need to be the guy that's organizing this and handing beer out to everybody else. So that way when they're all drunk and they forget, you just like walk off with a hat full of cash.
I think we split it amongst us, but there was like 9 of us playing, and it was just it was me and my group, and then I joined. My group joined into their group. Their group's the one that started, and I'm like, hey, can I get on this? And all of a sudden, there's like 12 of us playing the game because 9 is boring because then you get the same batter every time.
Do you remember the Randall Simon incident with this?
Yeah, where he smoked the sausage.
where he hit like hot dog or something with the baseball bat and
that
did not.
He was a Milwaukee villain.
Yeah, I mean, didn't he get arrested for it and everything? Because that was assault.
Yeah, I don't think the charge. Yeah, because it ended up being a 16-year-old girl in the costume.
Yeah, it was just one of the basic promo intern employees type people. And I mean, that's what all those mascots are in most baseball. The big mascot is usually a paid guy, but anything else like that is usually somebody way low on the totem pole.
So when you go to a game, where is your preferred seat?
Ooh, I'm getting to choose the seat. Oh, so if I'm not having to pay it and somebody else is paying it, I'm always a big fan of 5 to 10 rows back directly behind home plate. Because I like to have a little bit of height to it to look down over the plate. Because if you're sitting directly the first row right behind, too much obstruction from the umpire and the catcher and things like that, so you don't really get a sense of everything happening. So for me, 5-10 rows back directly behind the catcher. I mean, that is where, when I was pitch tracking for the Rays, that's where they had you sit, because of that's kind of the job. Man, great places to sit. Because the other spot that we had was up in the radio booth, which was down past the third base, down the third base line past third base. So, I mean, you're already over 90 feet away from what's going on. So it wasn't a great way to see the games.
Yeah. So my spot, left field bleachers, fair side of the foul pole. I want a home run. Give me within the first 10 rows.
All right, yeah, I can see that one. I like the spot right there. All right, let's roll on into the next thing of the day. We're going to have Alan Watson coming up next. We will review the 3M Open, and we'll talk about the Wyndham Championship coming up this weekend. This is the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Be patient with Ty Simpson. He's going to be just fine. And that scares me to death when I hear somebody close to the program saying, be patient. I don't want to be patient. I want to be ready. I want to be excited. Let's get the bells and whistles out and be ready to blow explosions up, because we're going to score 40 points a game.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine the rest of the day, with temps near 90 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze and a temperature of 83. About the same tomorrow, around 90, with a mixture of mostly sunshine and scattered thunderstorms. Mostly sunny in the early morning, followed by scattered thunderstorms Friday, and hot around 90. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
College football is almost here, and you can watch it all. Introducing Scorpion TV. Over 5,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch 400 local network channels from Panama City and most major markets. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. Just $45 a month with our promo code ESPNNW. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the Scorpion TV logo.
You found us. The Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned into the Sports Blitz, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. Call the show. Text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And visit the website, espnpc.com. Braves playing, not right now, but in about an hour, Braves will have first pitch. So no Braves coverage here today, but Braves will return to our airwaves tomorrow, 6 o'clock for pregame festivities after the afternoon underdogs, 6:10 for the first pitch against the Cincinnati Reds. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Best Way Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control. On the line with us now, great friend of the show, great friend of the studio, Alan Watson, owner of Golf Plus. Mr. Watson, how is your Wednesday?
Hot, hot, hot.
Where are you,
hot
man?
Outside, dude.
Are you near us where it's hot?
Yeah. I'm super hot. I just had to run out to the car and grab something, and all I grabbed was a good sweat while I was out there. So, geez, man, it's bad.
It's one of those days. Well, every day is like this for me, but I can just see the sun. I can see a little bit of the sun peeking out behind the curtains behind Bone Crusher right now, and it's starting to give me a little bit of sweats. Oh, he pulled it back. Too much light. Way too. Yeah, I will, Alan, I will agree with you. It is too hot. Now, is there a way that, we can work together to build the first ever domed 18-course golf course?
Cool. You would need Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos money combined to be able to build something like that, because the height that it would require to cover up that many acres and still allow people to hit their full shot would just cost, way too much money. But yes, that's kind of what we need. It'd be a lot easier, obviously, just to build simulator facilities, which we already have. Everybody has that, so, But yeah, I know you were joking, but still, I can only imagine dome, like that movie Truman Show where they were living under the dome and
yes.
realized that that's what it would take. So, anyway, yeah, it's just all right. It's funny. I asked the customer today. I said, "You still getting out there even though it's hot?" And he's like, "Yeah, we play a couple times a week." And then I asked somebody yesterday. He was like, "I still play 4 times a week." And I mean, it's just people are still going out and enjoying themselves, but it is brutal. It's got to be safe out there.
So, first of all, I was wondering what we could build with Alan Watson money, but you already said it's the simulators that you already have. And then, second of all,
my money can build a Lego golf course, because that's about all you could build.
I'd play that, yeah.
If your customer is getting out 4 days a week, is his tee off at 6:05 a.m. every day?
He did mention that they like to play as soon as the sun comes up, so he did mention that, yes.
That's, it's warm. Does the golf ball travel differently in this heat and humidity, say, versus the cold? I could almost see it traveling even further.
It's better in the hot. Yeah, it's better in the hot than it is in the cold. Cold definitely restricts it, not just because of freezing up the core inside the ball and making it firmer, but also just because the air molecules are completely different in the cold versus the hot. So you just have different friction in terms of the ball traveling. So, yeah, in the cold, you can take anywhere from 5 to 10%, distance off the ball in the cold. Plus, the other thing about cold golf is a lot of times you're wearing more layers of clothing, so you're restricted in your movement. So sometimes you're not swinging as fast anyway. In the hot, the ball's going to go pretty much full on what it should be, and you'll get more distance, but then you're just more tired late in the round. So then that's a whole nother issue. But yeah, I definitely would rather, for golf ball consistency, I'd rather play in warm weather than cold weather for sure.
Does the humidity affect the flight of the golf ball too? Yeah. So if I hit a ball in Florida compared to hitting a ball in Arizona, will the Arizona ball travel further?
Yes, it will. Yeah, humidity, altitude, all of those things. It's all about air quality and density and all that. And I'm no meteorologist, but I've heard Phil Mickelson do basically a doctoral dissertation on this, and he explained how even playing professional tournaments, let's say he's got a morning tee time versus an early afternoon tee time, he's calculating slightly different distances for his clubs based on the golf ball that's going to fly shorter early in the morning when it's still cooler out, and also the dew on the ground and things like that versus in the afternoon when it's warmer and drier. So, I mean, it's a whole science, but that's why a lot of times people get frustrated because they're not calculating for things like that. Not that a normal person would, but you're not calculating for it. So then you're like, oh, I came up short on 8 of my first 9 greens while you were playing when it was cold out. And then later in the day when it warms up, now all of a sudden the ball starts traveling like it should. Now you're not having that problem anymore.
What about a heater? Do people put heaters in their golf bags to keep the balls warm? Is that legal?
No, that'd be a good idea. That's not legal. That's not legal.
Can I like carry the ball in my hand?
Yeah.
And like just warm it up in my own hand?
Yes, but you could not in a professional tournament. I think they would frown on you vigorously rubbing the ball or putting something like a heat pack in your pocket and putting it next to that. I don't think you could do those types of things.
But can we do that in the Golf Plus Open?
Yes, for sure. On my Lego golf course, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules.
Sweet. I'm coming out with the club cannon. All right, Alan. Did you get to watch any of the 3M Open from TPC Twin Cities?
Man, I didn't get to watch much at all. We've just been so busy with everything that's been going on in the store and everything. I saw Kurt Kitayama was the winner. It's kind of interesting. This time of year, we're tuning up for the FedEx Cup, which this week is the last event before the FedEx Cup starts. The playoffs start, and last week was two, obviously two tournaments before. So you've got a lot of guys who are higher up in the leaderboards, higher up in the standings, trying to jockey for position, trying to get a win. So you're not going to see like the absolute best leaderboards right now in terms of stars. So the 3M was an okay event, but just the purse alone tells you. I mean, the winner's purse was like $1.5 million versus some of these bigger events, the purse can be over $3 million. So it's definitely one of the not lesser known events on tour, but it's just not going to be played. You've got guys resting up for the FedEx Cup. You've got guys who've already made it, who don't need to make appearances and don't need to play. And so you've got a lot of guys who are just sort of mid-tier and higher-tier players trying to get some points and get some money as we move towards the end of the season.
So this is like a really great tournament for people to just kind of like stack up and get FedEx points without worrying about, let's say, the best golfers in the world getting more points than they are. So it's basically, this is a good tournament for some of the mid-level guys to play catch-up?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like this week we're coming up. We've got the Wyndham. I know Jordan Spieth's going to be there. There's a couple of Matt Fitzpatrick. So there's a couple of big-name major winners that are going to be there, but you're not going to have Rory or Scheffler or any of the guys who are going to be standing in your way, who are going to take up points, take up dollars that they don't really need this late in the season. Like I said, they're getting ready for the FedEx Cup playoffs. And so this is, you still see some good golf, but you're just not going to see the stacked leaderboard with the just myriad of big-name golfers on there. And, again, that's good for these other guys because they kind of need the chance. Maybe they've had a rough year. Maybe they had an injury somewhere along the way, and they haven't won or placed as well as they should have or would have. And so there's just a lot of catching up to be done here right before we head into the FedEx Cup.
So you mentioned the Wyndham Championship coming up this weekend from the Sedgefield Country Club. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good tournament. This is one of those events that's kind of been around for a while and everybody on tour knows it. But again, hard to get a big field there because a lot of the guys are sitting out waiting. So I think the fans will be treated to some great golf. And again, you're going to have some big names there, but just not as much. But what you're going to see, hopefully, is some guys going really low like they've been doing the last couple of weeks. Again, trying to move themselves up the board because much like the NASCAR playoffs, when you're in the golf FedEx Cup playoffs, if you're not in that top 50, you're not really doing anything. There's no hope. You either make the playoff or you don't, and so there's no way. You either get in at the last minute or you don't, and so there's no hope for somebody that's in 100th place or whatever. At this point, it's just too late, and so there's. It's a little bit defeating to a certain degree, but at the same time, this is the system we have right now. And, golf is probably the hardest sport to sort of handicap and figure out what's going to happen. And it's hard to sort of declare a winner, except for years like this when Scheffler's been so dominant. But to just say, okay, we're going to play these last few tournaments and we're going to keep making the field get smaller and smaller, and then we're going to crown this champion. It's like, it doesn't quite feel like it does in, say, football or baseball or basketball. So it's a little odd. But, again, last tournament before we go into that, and so hopefully it'll be a good one.
So I'm seeing the Wyndham Championship here. It is a par 70, and the 3M last weekend was a 71. How is there a committee out there that creates the numbers? Does the course itself create what the par is, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the tournament, whoever's putting the tournament on is going to determine that based on the length of the golf course and how they want it to play. So typically we think of golf as par 72, and that's kind of, most golf courses are going to be par 72. But on the Pro Tour, sometimes you're going to have a 70, sometimes you're going to have a 71, and sometimes you're going to have a 72, depending on the course. And it's typically based on length. So, for instance, if they want to make a par 3 and stretch it out to a par 4 and make it a drivable par 4, then that par 71 might become 72. Or conversely, if they want to take a long, maybe like a shorter par 5, and for the pros, it plays par 5 for the members, but for the pros, let's say they want to turn it into a par 4 and just make them have to hit long, crazy long second shots in there, well, then now all of a sudden that par 72 is a 71, or 71 becomes a 70 or whatever. So it's really up to the tournament committee. It is mostly based on length, and then sometimes it's based on kind of a showmanship thing of like, what do we want to put on? Do we want to have these holes play this certain way? I've even seen golf tournaments, especially the British Open in years past, I've seen where they'll take a golf course and they will literally move holes. Now, they don't physically pick it up and move it, but like they might say, oh, the 14th hole makes more sense to be the 16th hole, so we're going to flip-flop them, or we're going to make them walk over, or we're going to skip this hole and add a different hole. I mean, it's some crazy stuff that's gone on in golf over the years in terms of course design and layout and whatnot. And of course, Tiger had a huge effect when he came along in terms of them, quote, tiger-proofing and lengthening golf courses. But again, that's another way they can make it more challenging for the pros, is by saying, okay, it's actually not a par 72, it's a par 70 or 71, even though the course didn't change, and just forcing them to score even better.
Is that from moving tee boxes around?
Tee boxes, green complexes, sometimes they'll add tee boxes that don't even exist for the normal members, in the normal play. Sometimes they'll, like I said, not move fairway, but like play out of different holes if the course is big enough to do that. So they do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's just, again, they're trying to make the game interesting and trying to make it challenging enough for the players, and that makes it more exciting for the fans.
What have you seen to be the biggest change in the sport of golf just over the last few years?
Well, I mean, on the professional side, the biggest change, of course, has been the addition of LIV, because that's created a whole new professional league. So that was something we didn't have a few years ago. For the mainstream golfers, I would say the biggest change has probably been just equipment changes. So like a few years ago, they banned the anchoring of the putter, so you couldn't anchor it to your chest anymore. So you still have guys like Adam Scott that putt on tour with the long putter. Some people call it a broomstick putter or whatever, but technically they're not supposed to be anchoring it. So that was a big rule change, and it kind of changed, because we used to have belly putters and we used to have long broomstick putters and stuff, and it was kind of not, I wouldn't say it was taking over, because it wasn't. It was still a real small part of the market, but once they changed the rule and you couldn't anchor it anymore, well, then they almost completely disappeared. So that was a big change, forcing most people to go back to a more traditional putter. I think one of the other changes that's been kind of unique and kind of similarly about putters is different types of grips that they've designed that allows you to hold the putter in different ways. So there's like this claw grip that Chris DeMarco that played at University of Florida, he was on tour several years back, and he developed this claw. I don't know if he developed it, but he kind of made it famous, this claw grip that was kind of goofy. And so they've developed grips to then allow you to hold it in that same way, right? It's like fixing a tool to fit the need, right? And so we've seen that, longer grips, different curvatures, different flats on different sides. I mean, all these crazy things that we didn't have years ago. So I think, the changes in the rules have then caused changes in the equipment. And so then that causes changes in how people play.
Do you think golf will ever have, trying to think of a way to describe it, it's like a chip or an air tag in the ball? So that way you can get all that information, say, back to your iPhone as soon as you hit a ball, like how far it went, how much it bounced. You know, you can look at the map and go, hey, it's over here in the water.
Or in my case, where the ball is.
Yes.
Yeah, just finding it alone might be a win for some people. I don't know if they can make that technology affordable. Could they make the technology work? Yes, probably, because we can make anything nowadays, technology-wise. But what's replaced that, or not necessarily replaced it, but what's in the place of what you just described is these Arcos sensors, and there's another couple of brands as well, but Arcos is kind of the more famous one, where you have a screw-in sensor that screws into the butt of each club, and then it links to your phone. And so basically when you hit the shot, it knows that you use the 8-iron because it feels it swing, right? And then when you go to hit your next shot, it now can calculate the distance back from where you were, because it knows, okay, now you've hit another shot, right? So it knows, oh, you must have been 180 yards away because you felt two swings 180 yards apart or whatever. So there we do have some of that technology, James, just not in the ball. It's in the tags that attach to the club.
So it goes on like the butt of the club. And do you have one for each club, or do you just take it off and throw it on the club that you're using?
You have one on every single club. That way it knows individually, you know, what's happening. So that's good technology. And then there's also some technology now that tells you, like, whether your swing is in the right position or not. I'm trying to think of what it's called. A buddy of mine, Eric French, who lives down here, he was telling me about it. And basically it's a technology where it's attached to the club again, and it feels and reports back to your cell phone and says, oh, you were across the line, or you were swinging inside out, or your face was open at impact, whatever. It feels all those things and can kind of help you with your swing dynamics as well. So there's a ton of technology out there right now, if that's what you're into. Now, some people just want to go enjoy the game of golf and play, and the only technology they might have is like a laser rangefinder or something. But other people are like, I want to know exactly how far I hit it. I want to keep up with every single shot, and I want to start tracking my metrics so I can try to get better and know what to practice. And so that's what all this other technology is for. And I mean, honestly, it's pretty cool. Me personally, I'm not using any of that right now because I'm not playing enough golf to make it matter. But you know, some people love data.
I'm assuming that if I am playing in the PGA, I wouldn't be able to use these readers on my golf clubs, or are they allowed?
No, there's nothing allowed. No attachments allowed right now. And honestly, because these guys have launch monitor technology that they're practicing with on the range before and after the rounds and all that, they kind of know all their numbers already anyway, so they don't have to track it, and they're hitting so many more balls than normal people are, that they have that data, you know, written down. Their caddy has it in their book. They have it in their book. They know what they're doing, and they're making the calculations based on, like what we said before, with things like wind and weather and, you know, barometric pressure and all those things. But yeah, the pros are not allowed to do anything like that right now, and probably never will be.
So, Alan, I got to ask, what's the newest, latest, greatest thing at Golf Plus?
Oh, wow. I should have been ready for that one. Latest, greatest. You know, we've got the lab putters in. They're not the latest and greatest, but they've been out for a little while now, but they're all the buzz right now. Lab Golf just got acquired yesterday by a private equity firm to the tune of $200 million, which is a pretty big deal for a company that only makes putters, right? We're not talking about a full-line company. They don't make clothing. They don't make other golf clubs. They don't make a wedge. They don't make a bag. They only make putters. And they just got bought up for $200 million, so that's really big. And so that's kind of creating a buzz, and we do have a bunch of those in stock. So, again, not the latest, greatest, but this time of year, to be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of product launching this part of the year. Now, next month in August, we'll be launching the new T-Series irons from Titleist, so that'll be coming in, and there's a couple other things. But, it's a little slow on the new drops, the technology and whatnot drops this time of year.
Well, I got to let you know, Alan, I went golfing last week. I finished at a 5 over at the putt-putt course. I am very proud of myself.
Yeah, we need to have a Golf Plus ESPN putt-putt contest night thing. I think I mentioned it to Randy one time. We need to do a little something where we just let all the listeners come out and have some fun, and we'll have some prizes and things and whatnot. And we just, you know, we need to have an annual Golf Plus sponsored ESPN putt-putt.
I love it. Like
whatever.
Like have a pro-am tour except everybody's an amateur. I love the idea.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody shows up. And there's no handicaps. Just whoever gets the best score wins, and just have some fun. So I think we definitely need to put something like that together.
James, you can bring out your driver putter then.
Yes, we'll definitely bring out the driver putter. I'll get a hole-in-one on every single one. Watch me, man. I'll have an 18 overall.
I love it.
All right. Alan Watson, owner of Golf Plus, thank you so much for joining us here at the Sports Blitz.
You got it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
All right. That has been Alan Watson, owner of Golf Plus. When we get back, we got our $2 bets, this day in history, and what game tonight are we looking forward to? This is the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. 850-215-6290.
You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
I saw where they're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction, 850-740-3815, or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
No one wants to deal with a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse when you're not sure what it'll cost, when it'll get fixed, or if someone's just selling you something. When you call Hiller, you can trust our experts to actually solve your home's problems quickly. And with true transparency pricing, you know the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. Book online now at happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
On the happy face truck today.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street. It's the Sports Blitz. Live from the Golf Plus studios. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is where your radio dial is currently located. You can call the show and you can text the show 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. ESPN Northwest Florida is the name for all of those. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. Quick sports update.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. Good old Bob Bucher. Quick update. We are in the fourth inning. We are in the bottom of the fourth for the Blue Jays at the Orioles. It is a 2-3 score in favor of the Orioles. Bottom of the third for the Diamondbacks and the Tigers. That game is at 0-0. Bottom of the third for the Red Sox and Twins. Red Sox have the early lead over the Twins, 2-1. And in a rain delay in the top of the first, doesn't even look like they got to the top of the first. It looks like it just started raining before the game started. Phillies, White Sox, 0-0. Nothing has happened yet in that game. Time for the $2 bets. And I did some $2 bets on Friday, but they have gotten buried so deep into my betting history that I kind of forgot to go and look at them before I got to the show today, guys. Sorry, my bad, guys. I'll do better for you. I promise. I promise.
You got that, Mr. Taxman?
All right. Yeah, exactly. Although if I lost them all, they don't get anything out of it. Ha, ha, ha. All right. My $2 bets for today. Let's start off with the Tigers to win over the Diamondbacks. So that is the straight money line. And I will go with the under 9.5 runs for the game. My $2 bet here, if it hits, $5.80. Chef Ross, what you got?
My first $2 bet is in the rain delay right now, but give me the Phillies and White Sox to go over 8.5 runs, and that $2 bet pays out a whopping $3.54.
Should be able to bet on how long the rain delay lasts.
Hours.
Yeah. All right, for the next one, I got the Cubs, and they are taking on the Brewers. I got the Cubs plus 1.5 runs. I will take the over in runs set at 7.5. I got Sal Frelick for over half a hit, and I got Nico Horner for over half a hit. My $2 bet here, and this is my reach for the day, would pay $13.
My second bet, same game. I'm going Brewers straight up on the money line because, if you're going to bet the favorite, why would you want to give up the extra run and a half?
Exactly.
So straight up on the money line, Christian Yelich to get one hit, and since he's getting a base hit, he's going to reach at least one base. So Christian Yelich to get one base. That $2 bet pays out a whopping $5.
Hey, take that $5, man. Reinvest into another bet. Let's see, one more for you. I got the Braves who are taking on the Kansas City Royals. I got the Braves, and I will take the 1.5 run, so the Braves plus 1.5. I got Bobby Witt Jr. on the over at half a hit, and I got Austin Riley on the over at half a hit. That $2 bet, if it hits, $5.30.
My third bet, James, what day of the week is it?
It happens to be Wednesday.
What happens on Wednesday more often than not?
The Pirates win.
The Pirates win. So give me the Pirates to win, and that pays out $5.40.
Oh, that's a good one. Just the Pirates to win $5.40. That's almost better than my Diamondbacks with the under right there at $5.80. So nice one right there. Let's roll on into this day in history. It is Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. Happy Wednesday, everyone. This day, 1932, the 10th modern Olympic Games open in Los Angeles, California. 1968, Washington Ron Hansen pulls off an unassisted triple play in a 10-1 loss to the Cleveland Indians. My guess is he had to have been like a second baseman or a shortstop to pull that off.
Yeah, or the runners just gave, because I've seen unassisted triple plays where the runners just stay in their bag and give up.
So, yeah, because it's still probably need to be a mid-infielder for that one. Maybe third base, but, yeah, it's a rare play. Got to love it when it happens.
I'm wondering, which is more, perfect games or unassisted triple plays? They got to be close to the same numbers.
We'll Google that later, maybe bring it up tomorrow. 1971, in the NFL Chicago All-Star Game, the Baltimore Colts beat the All-Stars 24-17. 1976, Bruce Jenner sets the world record in the Olympic decathlon with 8,618 points, breaking Nikolay Avilov's mark of 100 by 164 points.
Got him on the Wheaties box.
This day, 1996, the American softball team wins the gold medal, defeating China 3-1 behind a controversial 2-run home run from Doc Richardson. It is the first Olympic competition in the sport. This day, 2009, 7 more world records on the 5th night of the World Swimming Championships in Rome are set, pushing the total to 29 and moving past last summer Beijing Olympics. Ryan Lochte gets things rolling by breaking Phelps' mark of the 200-meter individual medley. The Chinese women finish it off, eclipsing the 800 freestyle relay mark by more than 2 seconds, with the Americans also breaking the previous record, but finishing in second place. Man, that's got to be painful. You look up at the clock and go, man, we broke the world record. And then look right next to it, and it's like,
so did they.
But they said it. Oh, man. Man, that's got to be tough. Like, looking at it, yeah, we got a record. We're great. Oh, man, we're still second.
I think you're second before you look up and see that you broke the record because they're swimming.
Yeah, you'll probably catch the person kind of out of the corner of your eye. So, I mean, you're sure, you're second, unless it's like one of those like photo finish type touch things. But
I still got to suck to know that you broke the world record that was the world record yesterday and don't get any credit for it.
Yeah, you didn't set a world record. You just finished second. Yep. Now, you do have the second fastest time ever, but no.
Second place is first loser.
Yeah, second place is first best loser. That is absolutely correct. If you ain't first, you last, Ricky. Nobody else remembers Ricky Bobby. Fine, whatever.
That's a decent movie.
All right. What's the game of the night you're looking forward to? What's your game of the day?
It's game of the afternoon, and it's happening at American Family Field, which really rightly should be named Miller Park. And it's the Brewers beating the Cubs again today.
And I am going to agree with Chef Ross here. My game of the day today, Cubs taking on the Brewers live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The 62-45 Cubs taking on the 64-43 Brewers. Big game in the standings because Milwaukee right now, a 2-game head lead against the Cubs for the Central.
Yeah, and that pitching staff up in Milwaukee is brutal.
Brutal. And right now the Cubs still hold the very first place of the wild card. The Cubs sitting at a plus 3.5. The Philadelphia Phillies at a plus 2.5. And the San Diego Padres holding on to the last wild card spot as we speak at 59-49. The Cincinnati Reds, a team that I didn't think would be this close to a playoff spot, but are only 3 games back right now. 56-52.
Half the people picked Cincinnati to win the division this year. They've got talent. They don't know how to win and put everything together.
I'll agree with that to a certain. Yeah, I'll agree with that. And they're young.
By adding Tito as the manager, it should be a proven winner. People are thinking that was the straw to put him over. The Brewers, on paper, going into the season, had nothing. I was not happy with anything, but now we're getting Woodruff back and healthy. Mizorowski came up and is lights out, except for the first inning the other day against the Cubs. But there's something about that team that's just got chemistry.
Yeah, I had the Brewers pegged at third in the Central behind the Cubs, of course, and I don't know, probably figured the Reds.
The Reds, yeah.
Yeah, because I figured the Cardinals would be towards the bottom, and I figured the Pirates would be towards the bottom. And the team that is actually kind of impressing me the most right now out of the Central is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Impressing or depressing?
Impressing, because I thought they were going to be bad. I thought they were going to be really bad. I didn't think the Cardinals were going to be anywhere near sniffing a playoff spot, and right now they are at 4.5 games back from the Padres. So they're more than sniffing. They're in grab and reach territory.
Yeah, but they're playing terrible baseball right now. This is the time of the year where the contenders step up and the pretenders step away.
All right, guys, this comes to the end. This has been the Sports Blitz coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. For Chef Ross, Bone Crusher, this has been James Fife. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The afternoon underdogs.
Now we credit Bud Selig with getting steroids out of baseball when he's the one that left steroids in baseball to begin with.
He did, but Major League Baseball, as we know it, at that time was going down in the drains. It would come off
100%.
a bad year, all of that. So I believe it saved baseball. Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It saved baseball.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly sunshine the rest of the day with temps near 90 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight, a gentle breeze and a temperature of 83. About the same tomorrow, around 90.